Hey y'all, this is Voluptuously Skinny, and I am here with my post-op week 133 update. Y'all are going to see these videos back to back because I just did week 132 with Dion, and y'all kind of saw how that, well, you'll see how that goes if you haven't, but if you're watching them back and back, you saw how that one went. Dion's just been really upset about his weight gain, and he feels kind of alone right now with in the family because Doc's weight is staying the same, or he's getting it, he's going down a little bit because he's working it, a lot more, and he's on his feet a lot more. So his weight is kind of stabilized and it's going down. And of course my weight is pretty much staying the same. Well, it's increasing, but it's not increasing necessarily because of me gaining fat. It's increasing because I'm gaining muscle. So he's feeling quite alone, and I'm just really trying to work with him and just believe that he can get it done. The his pediatrician actually has me um, calling a GI specialist and an endocrinologist to really get him in and look at what's going on with him, especially these last 3 months, because that was such a massive weight gain in 3 months period of time. Um, I try to tell him come work out with me. He doesn't want to work out with me because he's embarrassed. But what I usually do is I take him with me. He really wants his bike fixed, and we need to get that fixed because I think I told y'all that his brother's bike got stolen back in August, his um and then his brother Doc he rode Dion's bike to Walmart, locked it up securely, and when he came out, somebody had taken the seat and all the mechanisms to the seat. So it wasn't just as easy as going and buying another seat and sticking it back on there. They took everything, and it was going to be like 80 some odd dollars to get that type of seat back, and it just ridiculous. And so I haven't had the funds yet to go and get him a new bike, and so that's what we'll be waiting for. So as soon as um, I'll get a little bit back from taxes, I'm going to try and invest in him a new bike again because we hadn't even had those bikes a year. We haven't had them a year because I got them last year on my birthday. So anyway, that just pisses me off because people just need to leave other people's stuff alone. Um, they don't know how much damage they cause, and that's caused him a lot of damage because that was exercise that he loved. That was an activity he loved to do, and that he was so willing to go out with me to go and do. And he could go for miles and miles, and he was really burning calories. And so now he doesn't have that, and it just makes me really mad and angry about that. So anyway, as for me, I am weighing this morning at 152.4, and I've just decided I'm trying to get my head wrapped around the scale going up, and that's what I was telling the nutritionist. It's hard to get my head wrapped around that. But I told her, I said, I know you'd be able to tell me, if this is fat or muscle or what have you. And so I trust Connie, and she's never failed me yet. That's why I've been so successful. One of the main reasons I've been so successful is with her help. And so she told me that I would gain about 5 to 8 pounds of muscle in the next 2 to 3 months. And it's right on track because it was a month since I last saw her, and I'd gained already a little over 3 pounds of muscle. So, in fact, so much so that my fat percentage actually went down a little bit. Um, I don't know that I want my fat percentage to go down anymore. She doesn't seem real concerned about it. Um, and I only know what I've Googled, and it just says that females really need to have at least, 15% body fat. And so I'm right at 15.7%. So, anyway, as far as what I've been eating, y'all know I eat in moderation. I'm thankful for the sleeve because there are times where I don't eat as well, and I could probably eat a lot more if it wasn't for my sleeve. And so I'm thankful for that. Popcorn, y'all. I did go through the rest of March with no popcorn. I had popcorn for the first time on April 1st. April 1st. And I didn't even eat as much as what I thought I would eat. And so I ate it on the first and I ate some on the second. And I think I ate, yeah, that was it. I ate it on the first and the second. This running group that we run with on Mondays, now Dion and I go. He walks and I run. Actually, he's jogging. The last two times that we've gone out together, he's jogged, walked. Um, so they have popcorn after we run. So I got a little bit of popcorn in. And one of the reasons I got it is because I told Dion, no, I don't want it. And then all of a sudden it just hit me that I was starving. Because that's one of the things that I've as I try to make sure that I'm eating much better and not eating late. One of the things that I told Connie is that I wake up sometimes in the middle of the night and I'm starving. I mean, starving, starving. And so I will need to get me something to eat. The other day, I just went there and got those Cheerios, the Sunny Nut Cheerios, and I'm just eating Cheerios, trying to get my stomach settled. But I'll tell you too that I think that that was a result of me snacking, and now I'm trying to stop. And so my body has gotten used to that. But she also said that it's because of the amount of activities that I do. And I'll tell you guys more about that in just a second here. Amount of activities that I do um, that just causes my body to want to be fed. So she said that that's perfectly fine. She said, get your cheese stick or something and sit it beside the bed. And she said, and when you wake up and if you're hungry, eat it. I said, okay. She said she does that. So I said, that sounds like a good plan. So I'll try to do something like that. Last night I actually ate I got up and ate a, it's not a protein bar, it's an energy bar is more what it is. It was a Cliff bar. It has protein in it, but not like the protein bars. Those not like 30 grams. I think it may have 6 or 9 grams of protein or something like that. But mostly carbs. That is a carby um, item to eat. So anyway, um, let's see what else. Mm, yeah, so that I get really hungry. But anyway, that's the deal with the popcorn. On Monday, I was all of a sudden just felt like I was ravenous. And so I went back in and I said, I got to get some popcorn. And Dion was like, Mom, you said you didn't want none. I threw, half a bag away. And I was like, well, now I got to get some. I said, I don't think I'm going to make it home. I'm feeling so hungry. So anyway, I need to quit doing that. I keep saying anyway. So my calorie intake is about the same, y'all. It's anywhere between 2,500 to 3,000 net calories. I'm burning anywhere between 500 to 1,000 a day when I run a mile. If I don't do anything else, but usually I'm doing something. When I run a mile and a half, it's usually about 150 to 200 calories burned. And so there's only a couple days that I do that, and then I really try to watch what I eat. Um, I just try to stay within my calorie allotment that my Fitness Pal gives me. And I've got my macros set to 50% carbs. I know it's a lot. I don't meet the 50%. I always go over the fat. I get about 40% carbs and about 15% out of the 20% of my protein. So my macros are set 20% protein, 30% fat, and 50% carbs. Just because I work out that much. And my body needs those carbs. I just am I'm okay with that. Initially, I was scared about it, but I'm just okay with that. And I was sharing with her that I had talked to a couple of people who shared with me how much they were working out and how many carbs they were eating. And she was just like, oh my gosh, they need to eat more carbs. They need to definitely eat more carbs. So just be mindful of that. But I'm not a nutritionist and I am not a medical professional by any means yet. So please make sure that you consult your doctor and your nutritionist, especially if you're still in the process of losing weight. Um, you definitely want to keep those carbs low. But if you're maintaining and you're exercising like extreme, definitely make sure that you get enough carbs. Because what was happening with me was my muscle was being torn down. And when I would go back in, and I've used this example once before, I had lost 16 pounds. I was so excited because I lost 16 pounds. But um, I think out of that 16 pounds, I want to say like six of it, I think, was muscle. Uh, my paper's over there, but I'm not gonna worry about getting it. Yeah, I think like 6 pounds of it was muscle, and so that like gave me a wake up call. Like, girl, you need to eat. And I think it was around that time that I was really looking poor and like sunk in, and so now I think I'm starting to look much better, and my body is starting to look a little more rounder, and um even though I'm still fitting in the same clothes. I'm not my inches. If I've gained inches, it's because of the muscle. It's not because of the fat. It's just because of the way my body is shaping out. So it's just a different place to be in right now. Just trying to get used to it. I mean, every season is different. I'm almost, well, going on 3 years, and it's just every season is different. We just got to be prepared for every season. As far as working out, what am I doing as far as activity is concerned? I do run every single day. I run anywhere between 1 mile to 6 miles in general. And there are days where I do a long run, and that long run can range. A long run for me is anything between is 10 miles and over. And so, um, well, really, it's a long run for me is anything over 6 miles, I should say. But most of the time, if I say I'm doing a long run, I'm going to do 10 plus miles. So, and that's usually only once a week. Right now, back last year, I was doing 10 plus miles every day, every single day. So now I'm doing, like I said, 1 to 6 miles. And I was talking to my therapist, and she was saying, you sounds like you're running like, 20 miles and 20 hours a week. That's like a part time job. And I was trying to think, how many hours was I investing in it, but it really is not that much. It's probably about 8 to 10 though hours a week of running. No, I don't think my body could take 20 hours of running, but it probably was last year is probably when I just had a lot of stuff I was trying to burn off last year, and even now I still got a lot of stuff on my mind. Um, just a lot of stuff, y'all, a lot of stuff. So, the other thing that I do strength training 3 times a week. Excuse me. So I usually do that on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I do my bike. I try to do my bike a couple of times a week, and then on Sundays I try to do something a little different because that's when I have my goddaughter, and we'll do like step aerobics or just something different. I'm trying to incorporate yoga more, and so that's something I'd really like to start on Sundays. So I think that is about it. Just the running, strength training, um, my bike, and trying to do yoga. And then I try to incorporate too, especially like after my long runs, a session of stretching, just stretching. So that is that. That's what I do as far as activities are concerned. I don't have a gym membership, but I would like to start getting in the water a little bit. But I don't have a gym membership, so I'll have to figure out how to make that happen. And I think that's about it, y'all. I said I wasn't gonna keep y'all long, but this is already in the 14 minutes, and I know I'm dragging. I sound like I'm like just super tired, and I am tired. And like I said, I just got a lot on my mind. Um, y'all know I left my church home, and that has just been very hard for me. It's very hard. There were just issues that, like I said, just my commitment was being questioned. My way of dressing was being questioned. And I just didn't think it was really, I didn't think it was appropriate. I didn't think it was fair. And um, I don't think that it helped my mental status get any better. It was just making it worse. So I am on a sabbatical. I don't know that I will leave that church forever, but right now I'm taking a sabbatical and I'll be visiting other churches because I don't need to be out of the church by any means for any period of time. And I just need to try to take this time to really get me back together. Um, yeah. Get my head on straight, get some things really, question some things that I want to do and goals that I have, and really make sure that this is what I want for my life. So, anyway, y'all, I'm going to get off of here. Y'all just keep praying for me. I'm going to always be praying for you guys. Keep praying for Dion. Y'all lift him up high and strong and often, because I love my sunshine, and he's struggling. He's struggling. So, and I don't want him to feel that way at all. I love him so much, and I want the best for him. So, anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Love y'all. Peace out, babies. Mwah.